All right. Here we're back. Sorry, it was a weird thing there. All right. I think. Let's see, there we are. Yeah. All right. All right. Cool. Here, mostly, I need to check to see if my sound, the new sound things I put in are working or not. So let's try and see what happens, shall we? Yay. Well, that worked. That's awesome. Okay, well, that one worked. Let's see if the other ones work. Didn't come up on the screen though. I think there's something I'm missing there, but I will find out. Let's see. Okay. Okay, that was shall not pass. Let's see what's the next one. Oh, I didn't realize it was going to do that. Okay. This is the last one. Okay, there's expertise. And I think there's one more. Ah, yeah, here it is. Bring it on. That's awesome. Okay, so I got those to work. Now I got to figure out how to make the little things happen, little video things. Let me look at this. Okay, there's this one. Let me edit it. And it's here. Where's it at? Which one is this one? This is the shall not pass. So I gotta get this all fixed. Okay, do that. Do that. And then let me do that. Save it. Okay, now let me go back. All right, let me try this again. Okay, that's that. I think it's in the alerts. I don't need another alert box. That's not what I'm trying to do here. Why do I have so many alert boxes? It's the worst. Okay. Okay. Is there? You know what? I'm not going to mess with this. How about that? I'm not gonna mess with this. Cause yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that. Let's just leave that. I've got them to play, and that's really kind of what I was wanting. I don't care that the thing doesn't pop up on the screen. I just, yeah. All right. So I got them to play. Okay. So now, yeah, that was great. Yeah, kind of wanted to. Let's see what we've got. Da, 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 dee, dee, dee. I'm working. Oh, there it is. I'm working on some world building stuff. Or lay a title to be determined. AKA. Well, hey there. Was it Hecate 95? I'm just chilling and working on some world building stuff. Nothing super exciting. Just I was testing out some stuff earlier, and now I'm just doing some stuff on a world building. Um, phase 4. All right. So before I do that, I got to go into a little bit of background. Let me look. Okay, Zavalba. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so what it's called? Oh, very cool. Yeah, I'm working on my homebrew campaign that has been actually running in some sort of phase here or there for about 10 plus years. We're in phase three right now. Um, Phase one was the original campaign that I started with my friends in person, and then the COVID happened, and we moved it online, and then that one ended, and then I started. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Um, and then phase two happened, and we just sort of stayed online because then I met a lot of people online like everybody else did, and so I created a online group and we played phase two, which lasted about 3 years, and then that one ended, and so now we're in phase three, it's unofficially phase three, but its actual name is Orlea Origins. It is actually taking place thousands of years in the past of the original campaign. So this is all events leading up to uh, the things that sort of shaped phase one. So these are all sort of like they're living in a primal version of the world. There are no, sort of like states or countries or anything of that nature. It's just one big continent with sort of everybody sort of living together, sort of positively, negatively, that sort of thing. And it's just started. I think we're like 16 episodes in now, because it's an alternating. It's every other Monday. Um, like this coming Monday will be back in at Origins. So I always work on the next phase while the current phase is sort of going. So now I'm working on phase four. Now there's a lot of history in this world, but I'll give you, since you're here, I'll give you a little bit of something. Um, where we're taking place here, like I said, this is thousands of years before the first campaign ever started, and there was a major event called the Dragon Wars, when basically the dragons lived side by side with the other humanoid species on the planet for thousands of years, and then the deity of the dragons was, his name is Avesus, and he actually has an identical twin brother uh, that is the chaotic evil version of him. And so he basically it was released. And the other thing is there's like time travel involved in phase one and phase two. In phase two, the party traveled back in time to the day when Eldrin, that's the evil brother, was released, and their party are the ones that actually released him. So, which affects this campaign, and because I like to connect all of mine together in some way or another, so it connects to this one because I think it was in maybe the first few episodes there was a moment where the whole world shook, and that was Eldrin being released from his prison. And in the lore, Eldrin basically takes his brother's place. He basically like imprisons his brother and then takes his place because they're identical twins. And he starts to get the dragons to kind of start uprising. And he's constantly like, "Hey, we're dragons. We're far superior to anything else on this planet. Why are we not controlling it?" So basically, that leads up to the Dragon Wars. And the Dragon Wars is like, it's a long time. It's let me think. I want to say it's several thousands of years. Not the war itself, but the Dragon War happens, and it lasts for a few years. But it has a major impact on the world because, well, for one, the uh, the world of Orlea is altered um, physically because of what happens when he when he sort of starts this war. At the end of the war, there's a huge cataclysm, and that's something else that happens in this world. Is there's always some sort of huge cataclysm that resets everything, and everything kind of starts over from the beginning. It's almost, think of it like today, if someone dropped an EM pulse on the whole planet, we'd have to start all over again. It's kind of like that. Um, Let me see if I can. I've got it here somewhere. But yeah, so phase four will happen after that. So it's going to happen somewhere after the Dragon War, but before phase one begins. And this will have more of a lead in to the original campaign. And I've got multiple phases already planned. Um, I just haven't fleshed them out yet. And so this is Orlea. This is the continent. You can see there. Now this is phase one and phase two map. I've got another map of. It's actually not called Orlea in this third campaign. It's called Prima, or Prima, because it's the planet before it became known as Orlea, and it's a lot more primitive. There aren't, like, even there like the Feywild didn't even exist yet. Uh, and it happens in this world, like in the campaign that we're in now. It actually does. The Feywild is created, basically. A lot of things are outside of the norms of things, because this is a 5e homebrew campaign, and like all the standard 5e races are there, but I don't like a lot of the stereotypes of the races, so I've changed up a lot. Like, for instance, in phase two, the drow, everybody knows the drow, the sort of dark elves, but in Orlea, the drow are actually the most advanced race on the planet, and they're super inclusive. They're completely opposite of what we know a drow to be. They have an underground city. It's called Drowkinder. It's massive. It's technologically advanced. They welcome anyone and everyone. Um, yeah. Hey, Greg, welcome. Yeah, I'm talking Orlea sort of history, sort of background. Um, but yeah, and like orcs in the world, not in the current campaign, but in the phase two, orcs were like, literally, they were in charge of like the lumber industry. They were lumberjacks. They, on the map there, they basically controlled most of Fremont there, and they literally uh, ran the timber industry. So I've moved them away from sort of like the savage races. I don't really have any savage races. I just have races and that have like sort of like either zealot factions within themselves, or that sort of savagery within their society. But they themselves are not. Goblins are the same way. All of the what we consider those sort of evil races, none of them are really evil. They're just parts of their society, or just like every other society. So I really kind of wanted to move away from those stereotypes. Even like dwarves in this world don't live underground. They do mine, but it's not their primary like thing that they do. I did keep them as like armor builders. They're big forgers, like like for the most part. But I got rid of they live underground. They're because they live in the mines. No, no, no. I got rid of all that. And they have their own continent, or own country. It's called Iron Hollow, where they have large palaces and villages above ground. So there isn't any of that. So I moved away from a lot of like the Lord of the Rings type of race ideas, because the Mines of Moria and all that. I was like, no, I didn't want to be all stereotypical, so I moved them out. The elves, which live mostly in Wild Vale, they are very tribal. They're very much nature based. I base the elves of my world on like Native Americans and Native cultures. There are like because I really love like Native Americans, the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Inca, the Egyptian, those sort of race or not races, those sort of cultures, and I really pull heavily from them. So yeah, and then there's like Valmead is where all the Drow basically live, and a lot of like goblins live there. The goblins, the races, or that sort of thing. Uh, Clearhaven there in the center, that's primarily a human nation. It's where all the humans, for the most part, live. The humans live everywhere, but that's where they kind of congregate. And then there's the Blue Coast. Oh, you're good, Greg. Um, the Blue Coast is basically all Dragonborns. And in my world, the Dragonborns are isolationists for the most part. They're very, very secretive. They don't trust other races. They don't necessarily not allow them into their country. They do, but only through certain sort of passages. And you can't live there. You can sort of visit and trade, but you can't live there. They're also big seafarers. They're really big into sailing, but they're really sort of suspicious. They're also a little arrogant because they think that, they believe that dragons came from them. They believe they were the creators of dragons, as opposed to them being sort of the opposite. Um, so that's always fun, and most people just sort of stay away from the Blue Coast. But you know, Ire, that's sort of a catch-all. It's kind of like where, like, if you would think of like the United Nations, it's sort of that's what it is. There's a place there on the map called Eglinton Castle, and it's sort of that. It's sort of like a United Nations. Winterwind Isle, which is that island off to the top right, it actually used to be attached to the continent. I was trying to find the old the old map that was created. Um, it's the island used to be attached to the continent, but when the Dragon War happens, that cataclysm I was talking about earlier, when that cataclysm happens, that island literally breaks away from the continent and becomes its own country, basically. Um, but yeah, so I really tried to, like I said, it's this campaign has been going for like 10 plus years in some fashion, some way. I've done a lot of one shots in it. I'm working on right now. Greg, who's lurking now. I'm starting to put it all together into sort of like a module book, and so I do subclasses. For the current phase that I'm running right now, we've actually built some brand new sort of classes, um, such as let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I've got let me think. I'm trying to think of where it's. I'm pretty sure it's in my Halfling Wizard projects homebrew. Yeah, here we are. We did build a new Druid circle for this campaign, but I also built. What did I do with it all? I thought it was my homebrew, but it's not there for some reason. Sorry, I wasn't gonna pull any of this out, but now that we're talking about it, I thought I'd pull it all out. But yeah, we do some subclasses. I really let when I build a campaign, I always involve my players in building. For instance, when I first built Orlea in the very, very, very first campaign that I ran, I had my players each pick a section of the map, and I had them sort of build it. They would tell me, how's it governed, who mostly lives there, what's the socioeconomic status of it, who do they trade with, do they trade? I had them come up with all of it. I had them build those so that, and the reason I do that is so that my players have a sense of ownership, and that, because that way it's like, oh, hey, we built this thing and I was part of it. So I like for them to sort of have that. So we do, when we're building characters and we're talking about characters, we do basically homebrew a lot of subclasses. Um, we've homebrewed subclasses, like I said, Druid Circle, uh, magic weapons, magic items, um, whole races. Um, we've expanded on some races. Like in Orlea, we have the Avarile, which are the winged elves. We also have the Lithari, which are these sort of shape-shifting elves. And we've taken those and sort of built on them. I don't know what I did with all of my stuff, that all the subclasses that we've built. Let me see. One of them was a bloodline paladin. Oh, here it is. Oh, cool. Yeah, please do. Um, Here, let me share this. I can and I'll share. Uh, I'll see if I can share this. Absolutely, yeah. Go for it. Post a link and I'll pop it open for sure. But yeah, one of the classes that we built for this campaign is called a vow vow of Draconic Covenant. It's a bloodline paladin, and that's our character Mint. He is, that's his class that he and I have been sort of tweaking. We're getting it to a point where we're almost happy with it, and once we are happy with it, then I'm going to post it on our Patreon. Let's see. Ooh. Do you mind if I share it, or like pop it up on the thing? If you're cool with that, I can do that. If not, I can look at it off screen. It's not a big deal. Didn't know if you wanted it out there. Okay, cool. Okay, let me stop that and let me put this one up real quick. Okay, there it is. All right, so Ice Monarch Sorcerer subclass. Oh, I love the imagery. I love that. Okay, I love that. I'm a big sucker for like catch phrases, or that sort of thing, and I love that. When the temperature drops and you can see your breath under a cloudless sunny day, it's already too late. Brilliant. Love it. It's fantastic. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, as the frigid air freezes, a little climate treacherous and frostbite. And you said you play tested this already, right? Ice magic, you learn additional spells. And did you? Okay, I'm sorry. I know you put some stuff. This one has new spells and conditions. Okay. Okay, you have play tested it. Oh, oh, cool. You know, it's funny. Ice is one of my absolute favorite elements to use. I love ice spells. I don't know why. I just do. Far more than fire spells. Even though I do like a good fireball, but let me tell you, sometimes ice spells can do some serious damage. Oh, that's cool. So, okay, so I have a question. So, with your ice magic, so it says, in addition, consult the choose randomly determine the connection with your ice. So, when you cast a spell here, one of these spells, you get to roll on the frost table to see how it manifests. Is that what I'm? Is that how I'm reading that? Am I reading it correctly? Pure ice manifests while you're casting any of your sorcerer spells. Okay, that's what I'm assuming that means. Oh, if that is the case, I love that. I absolutely love that. You know, I always one of my biggest things is when people are like, "Oh, I cast this spell." I'm like, "Well, what does that spell look like?" You know, like what does it look like when you cast it? And I love this. I love the fact that you roll on a table and it tells you how it manifests. That's super neat. Well done on that. You slowly tap in the essence of ice. Whenever you cast a full damaging spell, you can spend the sorcerer points. Okay. You can also spend one sorcerer point and create a divine. You know, the funny thing is, I've never played a sorcerer actually. It's probably the one magic caster I've never played. And it's mostly, and this is going to be so stupid as to why, mostly it's because of sorcerer points. I never keep up with. I could never do it. I would get so caught up in stuff. If you're just joining us, we're going through this really cool homebrewed subclass for sorcerer called Ice Monarch. This is pretty neat. Oh, did it? It may have. I don't know. Did it? No, it's still going on my end. You might need to refresh. No. Yeah, it's going on my end. I may have way too much open now. I don't know. Let's see. Frosted Essence. Sorry. At 10th level, you can use your action and spend 4 sorcery points per structure. This is really neat, though. Okay, cool. 14th level, you can use your actions for the 6 sorcery points. Okay, that's cool. Frosted Essence. Oh, yeah. It's very possible that I was just having a technical glitch on my end. My computer did sort of flicker for a second. That's because we're having like power weirdness here. So that may have happened. I was checking it. It says no, it's still going. So I'm glad you can hear me now and see me moving. Okay, so I don't know if you heard any of the stuff that I said earlier, but um, I was asking about the. I think I read it correctly that whenever you cast any of these ice magic spells, you get to roll on this frost table to see how it manifests. Is that correct? Did I read that right? Because if so, that is really cool. I really do like that a lot. Cool. Okay, Frosted Veil. Frosted Essence is neat. Frosted Veil. See, I love that. I again because I was probably frozen, but I love the when I talk to my players and they're like, "Oh, I cast this particular spell." I'm always like, "Okay, that's cool, but what does that look like when you cast it?" And I really like that this idea that it manifests in some way and when you connect to it. That's pretty cool. I'm also saying I have that sorcerer is probably the one caster class I've never played. Don't know why. Usually I'm playing wizards, obviously halfling wizard, but I played a warlock once, and wizards are just my class. I just love them, but maybe I'll have to play a sorcerer at some point. Frosted Veil, also at third level, and you cast cold damage. Oh, that's cool. Charisma modifier. Upon reaching 10th level, you can add your proficiency bonus. You use proficiency bonus. Oh, okay. That's cool. Frosted Veil. Love that. 6th level, your elemental power over ice is now engraved in your soul. I love that. Engraved into your soul. And walking your arcane magic links through your feet. Ooh, that's really neat too. You know, I'm really into the little things a lot of the times. Like I love this. The when walking, your arcane magic leaks through your feet, leaving thin ice prints, but allowing you to ignore difficult terrain. That's really neat. Oh, that's very cool. Oh, that's really neat. You can walk on water for 10 minutes. That's neat. I like that a lot. Okay, Wrathful Freeze. Okay, that's neat. Okay. So you can swap out the damage to cold damage instead of whatever. I like that. Your control over ice has become more sophisticated percentage. Cold damage spells you cast ignore resistance to. Ooh, I like that. Oh, I love freezing sphere. Actually, that's. I mean, I like the idea of that. If I'm imagining it correctly. Oh, okay, that's cool. Starting at okay, true ice body. Oh, you can turn to ice. Oh my gosh. True ice object has 60 hit points with an AC of 21. Dang. Now, is that a non-living object, I'm assuming? Like, I can turn a book into true ice and, like, use it as a shield or something? Or is that like, "Oh, look at me, I'm gonna turn myself into ice." Either way, that's super cool. True ice monarch. Any held ice can only be turned to true ice. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so it has to be an ice object. I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't see that when I read it. I read it so fast. I didn't see that part. That's cool though. That is super cool though. True essence of true ice itself. You can now harm creatures who have immunity to damage. As an action, you can spend 6 sorcerer points. 10-foot radius. A creature that has failed repeats the saving throw, taking increasing 1d10 cold damage on success. The creature is immune to this effect for the next 24 hours. Or okay, right. The You're talking about the frosted essence, I'm assuming. If that's the case, I could see that for sure. This true ice monarch is pretty cool. Yeah, the true ice monarch. I like that too. Hostile creature that starts its turns with add time. Oh, did it? Oh, darn it. So, okay, turn ice body is really neat. So, working with frosted. Excellent. I was just reading the True Ice Monarch. That's pretty cool. Although, I went back up and looked. I love that on under Frosted Essence, the fact that you can create an ice boat. I love that. I missed that the first time I read through it. I love that though. Freezing or a hostile creature that starts its turn with an arm will succeed on a Constitution saving throw. Take 1d10 cold damage. Become frosted to the end of the next turn. Oof, it's a lot of cold damage. Success. The creature is immune to this effect for the next 24 hours. Or 10 feet. Starting each of your turns. Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty badass. I love the fact that the aura increases 10 feet at the start of each of your turns. That's pretty cool. That's really neat. That could really screw some folks up. Permafrosted. I love this too, by the way. Okay, so these are the new magic spells. All right, frost breath. And you created all this on? I mean, this is pretty amazing. Oh, I can. Oh, really? I can. I can share this with my players because I won't lie to you. I kind of want to play it myself. It's pretty. It's pretty awesome. Like I said, I've never played a sorcerer before, but this kind of makes me want to play one because this is. I love this. Has everything that I love in it. Glacial touch. 3d8 cold damage becomes permafrost until the end of their next turn. I love that. Oh, I love glacial coat. That's pretty neat. That's neat too. Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. Please share away. Hey, if you're not a member of our, you should join our Discord and drop it off in there. I have tons of people who would love to look through your stuff because, like I said, I'm going to be a little selfish here. This one, I wanted to keep this one for myself, but by all means, share if you want. That'd be great because this one, I'm gonna play this one at some point because I love this. And I love this under this glacial coat. I love that you can touch a quiver of bolts or arrows, and 12 of them have that. That's cool. That's just the visuals of it are just awesome. Wow, that's cool. Icy coat on a field side. Okay, icy stalagmite. That's kind of cool too. That's cool. Glacial blizzard, freezing wind. To the spill in this area. Oh, I like glacial blizzard too. Hmm. Ice has 30 hit points with AC 15. Okay, I really like Frozen Snap is pretty cool. Oh, very cool. Okay, I have a good friend that plays sorcerers, and she would love this one. She's also big into ice. She likes a lot of the ice spells. She would love this. But I love Frozen Snap. That's I love that. Glacial Palace is kind of giving me, Let It Go vibes. Freezing aura. Curse word. Ooh, this one's cool. Yeah, I love the Glacial Palace. That's pretty badass. That's cool. I love that a lot. Yeah. I love this curse word freeze though. This is pretty neat. 20D8 cult. I love it. Wow. Okay. I think True Iceberg is like my absolute favorite though. It's literally I'm gonna drop an iceberg on you. I love that. Oh wow. Wow, that's okay. The consequences of using that is pretty heavy. I love it. When the iceberg settles, a glacial blizzard forms from it and expands 5 miles in any direction, or 5 mi. Is it 5 miles in all directions, freezing all plants and nearby water sources for 1 year, and it cannot be dispelled. Only a wish spell can end the effect. That's cool. I love that. It's so funny. I'm a huge, huge like fan of consequences. All every action has a consequence. Well, it could be positive or a negative consequence. It doesn't matter what it is. Every action that a character takes has some kind of consequence, and I love that because it's. I see so many games out there that characters can just willy nilly do whatever they want, and there's no consequences to their actions. In my current campaign, whatever they do in this campaign has a cost in the future. Um, oh, okay, that's cool. Oh yeah, Fang of Gold or 1,000 gold. Okay. See, I'm amazed. I mean, it's like, can I ask you a question about the components? Why did you choose 1,000 gold and not like, say, I don't know, like a diamond or something like that? Just out of curiosity. I mean, I think it's fine the way it is. I was just curious. And the only reason I ask is when I think ice, I think diamonds or that sort of thing. But I'm just curious. because one of the things, like for instance, it wouldn't really. Well, I say it wouldn't really work in my current campaign. It totally would because of the Fang of an Adult White Dragon. But like anything that requires gold or money, that sort of thing. I mean, gold, like gold coins. Like in the current my current campaign, money doesn't exist. They barter for everything. That's fair. Yeah, it's like, it just yeah, I try. It's so funny. I'm such a generous DM. Sometimes I give out so much gold. Sometimes, um, but things are expensive, so sometimes I have to. Uh, but yeah, okay, that's cool. No, that's so. Like I said, I think it's totally fine. I was just curious because I was thinking more thematically with diamond, ice, whatever. No, but I think it's totally great. I love it. I love this. I totally love this. I want to play this now. I totally want to play this. Like truly. And I want my character to look just like the character on the front cover. I love it. It's funny. She looks just like somebody I know. The temperature drops and you can see your breath. That's so cool. Okay, so this was superb, my good friend. Superb. And I totally want to play this now. Totally. Because this is just too neat. If you're just joining us, we were going through Hecate 95's homebrew subclass for sorcerer, the Ice Monarch, which they are giving to people to play. They love sharing their stuff with folks. So it's dropped. The link was dropped in the chat. So go check it out. It is pretty amazing. And like I said, I am going to play this character at some point because it kind of combines everything that I love, which is well, not necessarily elves, but I would play an elf, ice monarch sorcerer, um, and because I just love I love the idea of ice, and even farm. I like ice more than I like fire spells. Um, so this is really cool. So yay, very nice. But yeah, I would love to see some of your other stuff as well, um, because this one's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Is this the same? Ooh, Gunblade. Oh, see, now you really got my interest peaked. So now we're looking at the Gunblade Artificer subclass. Okay, this is cool. See, this is all right. So you're already combining more things that I love, which is artificers and the Wild West. I'm here for it because why wouldn't you be? Why would you not? All right, let's check out the Gunblade. There's a legend. I got to read the tagline because it's part of my favorite. Oh, we're about to have another ad break here in just a minute. So I will refrain from reading until after the ad break, or allowed anyway. I'm going to read a little bit of it, but yeah. Let's see. A good friend would love this. They are so into guns. Like, oh, Oh, no ad? Okay, great. Yay. Okay, so tagline. There's a legend about a man who once shot an outlaw at 20 yards away while cutting down a bandit at the same time. His tale is still passed on till this day. Okay, loving. I was looking at the infusion rounds. So this is making me laugh, and it may not be it at all, but well, it says right there. There's an ad happening right now. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna print this. Print. Okay. I'm assuming the ad has ended. Okay, so all right, back to what I was talking about. So I was reading the rounds, infusion rounds. So tell me if I am incorrect here. Like the healing rounds. Does that mean you have to shoot somebody in order to heal them? Because if that is the case, I love that. Just because of the chaotic nature of that. It's like, hey, hold still while I shoot you. Yes. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is I want to play this one as well because I just want to shoot people to heal them. I just want, like, hold still. This may hurt a little, but it's going to help. I love that. I absolutely love that. Buffing rounds. I love that. I love that. I love the idea of having to shoot people to get these things. That is so funny. I love it. Poison, stunning rounds, stunning rounds. Yeah, bleeding rounds. That's so that's so fun. Extra attack starting at fifth level. You can attack twice. Ooh, that's nice. Oh my goodness. You guys sorry, all my dogs want to go outside at one time all of a sudden. Trigger happy. I love that already. Also, fifth level, when you have advantage on a target, you can forego the advantage to make an additional weapon attack with your firearms as a bonus action. Target. You can do this up to your proficiency bonus and regain the ability to do so after the end of a short or long rest. I love that. Come on, come inside. Come on. Don't know why you even went outside to begin with. Go. Okay, I'm closing the door. Oh, my dogs are so. Oh my gosh. In or out, guys. Truly. I love my babies, but they're so like. I think I want to go outside, but I'm not really sure. Oh, wait. Everybody else has gone outside. Now I want to go outside. Okay, look. I'm going to open this door. Go outside. Go. Go on. Luna, go. Go, baby. Go. Y'all go. 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 Sarah, go, baby. Okay. Sorry. I'm back. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right. Firearm tuning. Sorry, my dogs. Firearm tuning. Begin at next level. Use it. Use your tinker tools to fine tune. You're able to smooth out your blade as it becomes longer. Finger. Okay, that's neat. Okay. Where it counts as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage. And also able to reload the firearm. Whoa. The bonus actions to have an action. Okay, that's really neat. Like that. Um, so, also, heck, I gave you a follow just so you know because I like your stuff. 15th level as your shooting ability is getting sharper and quicker, you're able to quickly. Okay, that's cool. Shoot all 6 rounds in your gun. Big shot. No, you're welcome. I'm all about supporting other creators any way I can. And following you on Twitch is one small way of doing it. I think another way is to, share your amazing stuff with other people and let them use your stuff. I think, because so far I'm loving both of these are amazing. Have you play tested this one? Excellent. Not just curious. I figured as much, but it's always nice to ask. Long rest. Okay. Okay. This is cool. I love this. I love the whole idea of this. I love I still love the in order for me to heal you, I've got to shoot you. Now you want to go outside? Really? Well, oh. Okay, so both of these are pretty badass, if I do say so myself. Although the Ice Monarch is probably my absolute favorite. I want to share it again, just so people can see it again, because it's pretty neat. Um, so yeah, if you're out there and you think any of these are really cool, please by all means. Our good friend Heckett95 here has offered it up to you guys to play them. Um, that's so neat because I really want to play this one. I really want to play this Ice Monarch. This is such a neat thing. I love it so much. I'm super excited. I have a good friend that's really gonna love this one too. I'm gonna send it to her as well, and see what she thinks because she's a big sorcerer player. She loves playing sorcerer. Um, uh, so this one will be a big. I have a feeling will be a big hit. A big hit. Um, yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I love both of these are amazing. I love the gun blade is really neat. I've only played. I think I've only played an artificer once. I want to say once, and they're fun. They can be really like, um, oh, that's cool. No, I love that. I love the idea of that too. I have a lot of friends that are. So I know I'm jumping all over the place, but the idea of the anime based ones, I think those are great too because I have a lot of friends who are really into anime. Um, and D&D, and they love whenever an anime 5e anime campaign comes out, they're like all over it. So that's cool. So there's plenty of folks out there. I'm open to anything and everything because my big thing is you don't know if you're going to like it or not until you try it. So if I on my opposite Mondays, what right now I'm talking about. Oh, another one. This is a warlock one. Ooh. Okay, well that's pretty cool. I love that. I'll pop that up here just a second. Um, I love trying new things, and I was saying I run my Orlea campaigns on every other Monday. On the opposite Monday, I am running a new. It's a brand new TTRPG platform called Surge. It's like a sandbox TTRPG. You can kind of make it what you want to, but it's super awesome. And I run that one every other Monday. But that was something new. The creators came. I happened upon them, and we were talking, and I was like, "Ooh, I really like your platform. I'd really like to run it, on my channel. Would you be open to that?" And they were like, "Oh my God, yes, please do." So I ended up that campaign ended up. Oh, sorry, trying to get all my ducks in a row here. That campaign was the very first Surge campaign to be streamed. So we're doing that now, and it's called Wind Riders of Aria. It takes place in a steampunk world. Funny thing about it is it's connected to Orlea as well, because Aria is actually a moon of Orlea. Um, and so all the action happens on that moon, and they see Orlea in the sky. They call it the mother planet. But anyway, I love trying new things, so I'm always open to new stuff. So let's show the Shadow Monarch, which is a warlock subclass. Let's let people see this kind of scary dude. I love it. All right, I gotta read the tagline. So let's see what the tagline says. In a wicked universe, not only do the monsters consume you, beware the shadows as well. That's cool. Love it. Love it. All right, let's see what we got. Warlocks who choose the subclass crave the power of the shadows and wish to become one with them as they peer into the dark abyss. They are noticed by the monarch of shadows. He grants those in favor a sliver of his power by imbuing his power within their shadow to grant them power and the knowledge to control shadows. Let's see, shadows are another one of my favorite things. I love shadows. Anything dealing with shadows. One of my deities in Orlea, his name is Ahriman, and he's the god of shadows. He's also known as the god of the in-between good and evil, that sort of gray area. Let's see, Shadow Warrior, first level Shadow Monarch patron feature. As you can dive. You gain proficiency with many. Okay, martial weapons. Your patron gives you a shadow weapon made from their own shadow. That's cool. Made from their own shadow. Proficient with that lacks the two-handed weapon property. You may call it anytime. Get additional. Okay, 1d6 necrotic, nice. To 1d8, that's 6 level, 1d10, and then 1d12. Very nice. When you attack with a shadow weapon, you can use your charisma modifier instead of strength or dexterity for the attack and damage rolls. Latter gain the Pact of the Blade feature. This benefit extends to every pack weapon you conjure. That's cool. Love that. Love that indeed. Shadow Essence, third level Shadow Monarch patron feature. Shadows spell darkness and misty step. Okay. These spells are warlock spells for you. Don't count against the number of warlock spells you know. You can cast each of these spells once without spelling. That's very cool. Rise Shadows. Souls of your fallen. Oh, love that. Storing them in your own. Oh, you can store them in your own shadow. That is so badass. All right, now I kind of want to play this one now. Ooh, what if you like multi-subclassed? What would the Ice Monarch and the Shadow Monarch look like together, I wonder? Ooh, that's cool. Play them all. Yes, I'm gonna put them all in one character. But I am actually thinking, like putting Shadow Monarch and Ice Monarch together. That could be a really cool. Oh, that would be really neat. I'm very much like, okay, now let me do that. Let me create this ice shadow thing. That's so neat. Let's see. See, my mind's already building. It's so funny. Stop my vanishing. Is that shade? Okay, that's cool. Shadow Servant. That's neat. Oh, I love them. I absolutely. Anybody who's watching, you go follow. Please go follow, because and check them out. They've dropped several links in the chat. You can scroll around and see if you can't find them. But these are so cool. I've already decided that my next character is going to be a mixture of these two. I'm going to multi-class. I think I'll start out as a Shadow Monarch and then multi-class into an Ice Monarch. That would be neat. That would be super neat. I love this. I love this whole thing. I also wonder if you could take like the ice spells that you created in Ice Monarch and kind of put a shadow twist on them when you multi-class. I wonder if you could do something like that. That would be neat. Sort of mix the two together. That'd be so cool. Sorry, my brain is already like, ooh, what if you did this? What if you did that? What if you did this? Oh my goodness, this could be so cool. It's like I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like your shadow blade could like cause you could like put some sort of like the ice the oh, what was it called? The Oh, dang it. Did I already put it away? No, here it is. What is it? The ice. Oh, what was it? Where you put the ice on your weapon. What was it? Frosted Essence? Is that what it was? No, it wasn't Frosted Essence. It was something else. It was one of the spells. Glacial Coat. Ah. Why are so many ads happening? Well, that's all right. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I was totally in the middle of a geek out moment because I was like, "Oh my gosh, what if you did, the your shadow blade and you did like glacial coat on it. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. Can you imagine? Oh, anyway, my brain's like going. I'm like, oh, how can I connect these two? How can I do that? Okay, I'm gonna check out the fighter one now. Okay, so this one I'm going to hang on to, and yeah, I know it'd be so neat to like cross over that whole, find a way to meld the two. And I thought that the Shadow Blade would have that glacial touch on it, so it would have like like it's almost looking at like it's made out of like stars. It's got that glistening, the ice glistens in the blade on the blade. That'd be so neat. Ah, see, brains going, brains going. All right, let's look at your fighter. If you're just joining us, we're looking at some pretty badass subclasses created by Hecate95, who's in the chat right now. These are pretty darn amazing, if I do say so myself. And I do. I do say so myself. So Shadow Monarch and Ice Monarch, I am now going to find a way to meld them together in a single character and take over the world. That's what I've decided. All right. Imminence. Ooh. I love it. All right. Are we ready for the tagline? As days and nights go by, the world goes on. However, it will always follow his will. Will. Hey, that's me. Yeah. All right. So this is a fighter subclass. So Ice Monarch was a sorcerer subclass. Shadow Monarch was a warlock subclass. Then we had the Artificer. Oh my goodness, I'm blanking on it already. Oh, I'm so sorry. What was it? It was Blade something. Blade Slinger? Is that what it was? No, it wasn't Blade Slinger. Yeah, Gunblade. That's it. Thank you. Dang it, it was right there. I was like, which was pretty neat. So this one's called Imminence. Let's see what this person's capable of. The non-matter face of the transcendence. Oh, okay. This is neat. I think I've played a fighter once. I have a very good friend who is huge into fighters and would probably love this subclass. And he's always looking for like new things to try. So I may pass this on to him. Okay, class features, proficiency, okay, some weapons, okay, equipment you start with, okay. Spell casting. All right. I love that. Okay, so this is based on anime. When you reach third level, your innate magic starts. Cantrips, you learn 2 cantrips. You learn an additional sorcerer cantrip when your choice at 10th level and at 17th. Spells known at first level. Where 3 first level sorcerer spells of your choice. Okay. Spell slots, okay. Spell stage 8 plus proficiency bonus plus your charisma. Okay, spell cast. Okay, they're a charisma caster. That's cool. Proficiency bonus plus your okay. Slime manipulation. You got me there. Level 3. By studying the magic slimes, you're able to manipulate their magic cores, creating easy to use equipment such as armor and small tools. You can change the structure of the slime, causing it to appear like clothing wrapped around your body. It's cool. Infusing and condensing your magic through your Oh, okay, that's neat. Slime armor equals 10 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier. That's pretty cool. Excuse me while I slip into my slime armor. Slip being the operative word. Starting at 7th level, your control over the slime and your magic has become more precise to create a weapon. Change the property of the slime. I think they should be playing music or something. Sorry, give me a second. I'm going to go play some music. I have a lot of Kevin McLeod in my thing. Frost. Frozen Peaks. Do I not have? I didn't put this in here. What is Okay. You're able to use the slime to change your physical appearance? Well, that's cool. That's really cool. Spell ultimate, you learn. Okay, that's really neat. Slime armament by shaping your magic through the slime. I love the slime idea. This is pretty neat. This is pretty neat. 10th level, your manipulation over the slime becomes more finer and precise by making the slime thinner. Slime threads that you can throw onto an enemy within 10 feet. Tensile strength. I love it. Nearby objects. Okay, the slime threads is kind of cool. I like it. It's sort of like a net. Like you throw it on them and they get entangled in it. That's pretty cool. Starting 11. Fighting balance. You teleport to an ally that you can see. Hello, Sarah. What are you doing, baby? No, go on. No, go on, baby. I am. Explosion of magic that disintegrates everything caught inside of it. Wow. I love it. I am atomic. A 20-foot high cylinder barrier centered on each creature. So felt set the target takes 8 pieces. After having so much time. Oh, recovery atomic. That's kind of cool. I like that. Sort of like a multiple cure wounds type of thing. Wow, that's cool. Okay, that's neat. Plus 25. So, dang. Well, it is 18th level, so. All right, 20th level, you become an eminent being. Your resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Your slime and magic have intertwined to an atomic level and are able to create slime armor and weapons equal to half your proficiency bonus, rounded down, that you can give to allies. Only create weapons and armor that your allies are proficient with. Oh, hey, as the name says, Halfling Wizard, you make a wizard, I will use the hell out of it. Just so you know. Because wizards are my class. They are my special class. I love wizards. It's my very, very, very first character ever was a halfling wizard. Uh, yes, please do. Um, but yeah, my very first character, whose name was Soren, he was a halfling wizard. His name was Soren Undercloud. Um, and he has been the inspiration of everything I've done since then in TTRPGs. Usually I'm always playing a wizard of some sort or, a spellcaster of that. But yeah, I am, anytime I see a new wizard class or subclass or something, I'm like, boom, I'm on it because I love uh, hello, call me Plasma Fire. Let's see, they're making a campaign that's effectively a reimagined spell play. Ooh, okay, that's cool. I love that. And are you homebrewing the whole thing, or are you good, or like elements of it only? Like, is it going to be like from the ground up based on, or are you going to use elements from that? Just out of curiosity, because no judgments here at all. Because I'm very much like, oh hey, Mr. Dark, thanks for raiding with your party of 6. We appreciate you. Oh, if you do not follow Mr. Dark 239, you need to do so because he's amazing. Amazing. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. I have a friend. I have a couple of friends that really love the Forgotten Realms stuff, and a lot of their in-person games are sort of based in that, or at least not based in it. Well, yeah, or maybe inspired by it is more than anything else. But for those of you just coming in, we're going through these amazing subclasses. In Hecate 95, these are their homebrews. We've gone through, we just went through the Eminence fighter subclass. Oops, hitting my mic all over the place. We also went through, and it's so funny because I don't want to share them because I'm selfish, but I will share them. We also we went through this one, which is a Shadow Monarch Warlock subclass. These are all homebrewed, and they are all 3. There's 4 of them total, but these 3 are amazing. And then the other one we talked about again is one that I want to play. Is this Ice Monarch sorcerer subclass? See, the reason is because I've done a deep dive into Forgotten Realms lore, and I want to incorporate parts. No, that is totally awesome. No, I totally, absolutely. It's we all have our favorites, and I love pulling from different things. I've really tried to in my Orlea campaigns, my 10+ year running campaign. I've really tried to sort of create my own, but I always go back to the oldies. I think I've got a little bit of Forgotten Realms mixed into my stuff. I've got a lot of stuff that's sort of mixed in. That's cool. I love that. I'm a huge fan of homebrew. Um, More so than like module running. Not that there's anything wrong with running a module. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I've played several. They're great. I really love the world building aspect of homebrew. I'm a theater professor, so uh, no, I said there's nothing wrong with running a module at all. I just prefer homebrew. That's it, Mr. Dark. I meant no offense. Trust me. Uh, no, another ad. Uh, uh, well, yeah, absolutely. I think you know. Let me wait for this ad to get through because I like talking to everyone. Oh, it won't let me dismiss it. Like I want to dismiss it, but it won't let me. So, and I know the ads are so frustrating sometimes. Um, so yeah, absolutely. I think, like I said, I have no problem with modules whatsoever. And I agree with you totally that if you are brand new to TTRPGs, like you have never done it before, in my experience, when I first encountered like playing TTRPGs or whatever, I was literally thrown in the deep end. And I had to kind of like learn it as I went. I think modules are great for first time players. Like if they have never played in their lives, a module is a great way to introduce them. Uh, a 5 floor clock tower in each floor. Okay. I have an idea to incorporate into your game for a solid one shot. It's basically a 5 floor clock tower, and each floor is randomized until you reach the top when you fight the time based clock master. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, I like that a lot. It's funny in Orlea Origins, they actually will be going to a tower eventually once they get there. But I like that idea. You should totally write that up, or, I could write it up and share it. And I love creating new things like that. That's a great idea. That would be a great one shot. Yeah, for sure. But now I kind of want to work on that now. I love things like this. I love creating. I love building. I could literally sit here all night and talk world building. Like as I was saying at the beginning of when I first started, we were the tonight when I first started streaming. I run a campaign called Orlea Origins on Monday nights, every other Monday night, and Orlea has been running in some way or another for like 10 plus years. I've had 3 phases of it so far. The very first phase one was started out as like it started out as a face to face game here in my town. And then when COVID hit, we went and we moved online like everybody else did, and it kind of stayed there. So and so we finished out phase one, and then halfway through phase one, I was already working on phase two. So then immediately after, I started phase two, which was Gods of Orlea phase two is what it was called. It didn't have a fancy name because it was Gods of Orlea and then Gods of Orlea phase two, and now we're in Orlea Origins, which goes thousands of years in the past of the planet and kind of when the world was more primitive. It's before a lot of things happened. But yeah, I love world building. World building is the best. So and I think that, and I don't know if Mr. Dark is still here, but I think that's what modules. I think that's why I don't like modules, is because I didn't. Oh, there you are. Okay, I didn't know. And it's not that I don't like modules. I'm talking myself into a corner here. Oh, you were here before. Oh, okay. I didn't know that, but yay. Sorry, I didn't even realize you had come in. I apologize. But like modules just feel so impersonal to me. I just, it's like, oh, here, let me run this module, and, I'm going to put you in it, blah, 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 blah. And again, there's nothing wrong with them. And I've played in several modules, DMs who have done modules, and I've enjoyed myself. I had a great time. I know, and I know they're not like, you cannot, stray from the path. I know I have friends who did that too, and they put a lot of their own homebrew stuff in it. Yeah, exactly. I appreciate modules because I really believe that if you've never played a TTRPG and there's a module in it, play the module first, because it sets up everything for you and it kind of gets you in the mechanics of it, and you can kind of learn that way. But me personally, I have honestly never run a module. I've only ever run is homebrew. That's it. Like I said, I've been running campaigns in Orlea for 10 plus years, and now I've just recently have ventured outside of D&D and have now started running a campaign in the new TTRPG platform called Surge. And I will say that when I did that was me taking myself out of my comfort zone, and because I was so used to D&D that learning a new TTRPG was frightening. But I think I've gotten pretty good at it. I enjoy it, working it, and I look forward to it as much as I look forward to my D&D my homebrew D&D campaign. But yeah, so back to the topic, because I'm ADHD all over the place. Is yes, I think modules serve a purpose and they are great, and I think they're well written. I think that if you are a first-time TTRPGer, you should totally play a module. If you're a first-time DM, you should totally DM a module. I think that it would help you kind of hone your skills that way. But I do think that modules kind of take the personal touch out of things. And I'm not saying that you can't tweak it, because like Mr. Dark said, you can add your own sort of homebrew stuff into them and kind of make them your own, and that's cool. But I am all about the homebrew. I'm about the world building. I like to be the person who created that thing. That's why whenever I do DM a campaign, I have my players build stuff for the world. I have them influence in something in the world. That way, they have ownership, and I think that's very important. So if your DMs are out there, if any of you guys are DMs, you should really let your players help you build whatever you're building. It's less work on your part, but it also helps you create all of these really cool built-in sort of bonding moments, and it really helps your party kind of come together. When I first built Orlea, the very first, face-to-face campaign, I mentioned this earlier, is I had all of my players take a section of the world and build it and go, here's the nation. You get to pick one of these 12 nations. Pick which nation you want to do, and then build it. Tell me, the government style. What is their socioeconomics? What's their currency? Is it different than currency other places? Personal investment for the player, not just the character. Exactly. I'm very player based in my DM style, and I think that comes from my theater background, because I'm a theater professor. And the idea that, I always say the best directors used to be actors. I love Warlocks as a DM for reasons. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. Warlocks are pretty cool. I recently played a Warlock for the first time. Well, I'd say recently. I had been playing it for a couple of years, and I really got into it. He was he became very like broody, sort of gothic-y, It's like I didn't really mean for him to. He just evolved there, and I just love that, because I love watching. As a DM, that's one of the biggest things I love, is watching characters evolve and watching players evolve too. I made a temporary villain that my players fell in love with because of the mystery and intrigue, so I had to make him reoccurring. That's great. NPCs. Oh my goodness. NPCs are, I love them. And a lot of my players love my NPCs. Sorry, the lack of DMs that apparently don't bring patrons into the world as well. Yeah, I know. That is really funny that you mentioned that. But anyway, I'll get to that. Here's my ADHD all over the place. See, now I don't know I didn't remember what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh, NPCs. Sorry. It's like, yeah. So I love creating NPCs. It's one of my absolute favorite things to do, and usually they're silly. In my Wind Riders of Aria campaign, there's a reoccurring NPC. His name is Gustav Greylag, and he is a goose. That's what he is. He's a goose who likes to drink and smoke cigars, and he's trying to hatch an egg that we've no idea what the egg is, but he's trying to do it. So I love these sort of NPCs. People, they find them funny. It's so funny how people will find the most random NPCs, the most endearing characters, and just want you to bring them back again and again and again. So it's hilarious. But yeah, going to Mr. Dark's comment, I absolutely agree with you. It is here, and I'll throw it up here. It is weird because I too, it's got to be a platypus egg. It might be. It might be. That's it. Who knows? But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think enough. You're right. They don't bring enough. They don't bring patrons into the world at all. I don't understand that. If you're gonna have people playing warlocks, why would you not do that? I don't understand. I in my last Orlea campaign, Gods of Orlea Phase 2, one of my players was playing a warlock, and I built him a patron specifically for my campaign, because I'm like, and there were others. It wasn't just that one patron. There were a lot of different ones, but I homebrewed his patron completely, and his patron actually became a reoccurring character because everyone freaking loved him. His name was Vashnu, and he was sort of this sort of lounge lizardy kind of guy. He had like when you went to his place, it was like this like 1950s study, and he drank brandy and bourbon and smoked cigar. He was pretty always in a lounge suit or like a smoking jacket, and he was great. I freaking loved him. Let's see. My brother made a guard who had one line that we always quote, now known as the very suspicious guy. Love it. I love it. Yeah, I'll throw that up there because that's a great one too. Yeah. But yeah, Mr. Dark, maybe it will be a platypus since I sent you that that random platypocalypse now I have an obsession with platypuses now. And I don't know why. It just happened. I don't know why. So maybe it will be a platypus in that egg. Who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I love the very suspicious guy. I love that. It is really funny when you can create random, the things that people randomly attach to. Another one is I was in a campaign, and my character, he was a homebrew race. He was a mimic folk druid, and he always took the shape of an ursine, a bear person, and his name was Mim. And he was very simple because he had only been sort of enlightened, I guess, for not very long, probably just for like a year. He was like basically a year old. It was so funny, but he was honestly and truly he was like 2,500 years old. But and they were trying to get into a cult meeting, and the guards were suspicious of them and were questioning them. And my character just says, he was just like, well, you have to remember that we're idiots. That was the excuse why we didn't know the password, or we didn't do any of that. And I was like, that's because we're idiots. People just latched onto it. It was so funny. He's like, don't forget, we are idiots. And it ended up working, and we got past the guard, but it was so funny what people just latch onto. Let's see. You should totally make it something that shouldn't belong in an egg, so everyone is really confused when it hatches. Yeah, that was the whole. That's actually the whole idea behind it. Is that they've no idea. Gustav, he stole the egg from the royal treasury, and he is like, he's always wanted to hatch an egg, so he literally carries it around with him in like a papoose in the front of his. He wears this sort of like waistcoat, but he has like this sort of mommy strap thing on the front that the egg sits in. It's so funny. He's hilarious. He honks all the time. But yeah, it's so funny. Oh, I'm definitely working on races. Can't wait to share those. Oh, awesome. That's all. Yeah. Heck, 9 to 5. Yeah, keep me in your loop. I'm like I said, I'm all about it. The things that you've shown tonight are just fantastic. Let's see, like an ooze that basically vibrates. This is mama. Oh my god. Okay, just so all the players go, wait, what? I love that. That's great. It should be a raccoon. That's funny. It's like, what is a raccoon doing in an egg? Like, what is that? That would be funny. Yeah, it's gonna be random. Everybody is trying to figure out what it is. They're like, oh, is it a dragon? I'm like, I don't know. We're gonna wait and see. Oh, it's this, or oh, it's that. It's the other one is they were like, is it a goose hydra? And I'm like, terrifying, but no. I don't know what it is yet. I actually haven't decided what it's going to be yet. But he literally carries it around with him everywhere and tries to incubate it. Anytime he sits down, he like sits on it to keep it warm. It's so funny. It's hilarious. But yeah, so it's just one of those running things. I'm a huge supporter of running jokes. I mean, I love it. If I find something that I can literally put in every single campaign, I'll do it. Some way, somehow, I'll find a way to work it in. Basically, it's going to be like people. Like I have this one character that's reoccurs in every campaign that I've ever run. Her name is Madame Regina, and she's a tavern owner. And uh, heck, that's fantastic. Yeah, and because I those of you who don't know, I'm already working on a multi-class Shadow Monarch, Ice Monarch multi-class character. I'm already working on it. But yeah, I like through lines. I'm really big into through lines. Like all of my Orlea campaigns are connected to each other in some way. And even when Riders of Aria, which is the Surge campaign, which is not D&D at all, uh, it is Aria, the planet of Aria is actually a moon of Orlea. So they're connected that way. And I like the connection. There's other story connections that I'm not going to talk about here because it would give away a lot, but there's a lot of really neat strings that are attached. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Hecate says, I definitely will, and everyone here is free to use them. We appreciate that. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm going to give out the shout out for Hecate 95. I want to say 925. 95, once again, who I was sharing their amazing homebrew subclasses earlier. If you're not following them, go follow them and check out their other stuff. These that I showed tonight were amazing. I'm in love with them, and I'm going to use them somewhere, somehow. Even if I need to make an NPC out of them, I will do that. Go check them out. They're amazing. All right, let's see. Call Me Plus says, wait, what if there was a God's champion that got locked in the egg, but he doesn't remember because he got amnesia? Can't be reached by the gun goblins. All the spell that locked him in there. That's not a bad idea either. That's not bad either. I like the idea of it doesn't necessarily have to be an animal. It could be, yeah, it could very well be something like that. Come on, in or out, guys. I'm closing the door. That's neat. I love things like that too. I love surprising my players too. Any of the other DMs that are here, as I was saying earlier, I am a smaller egg. Can you imagine? It hatched. Oh, there's another egg. And there's another one inside of that one and another one inside of that one. So when they get to the very end, there's like a rolled up, little scroll that just says, haha, made you look. But as a DM, I'm totally player centered. And what I mean by that is in my style is like I let the player characters, the players kind of guide the story. The nesting dolls, the Russian nesting dolls. So a lot of times when I'm in the campaign and we're moving down the road, and I go, oh hey, you come to a crossroads or what? And this is just a very obvious example, but. And they're like, oh, we're going to go right. And it's like, oh, well, crap. I really only planned for you guys to go left. So here we go. So we're going to be improving this part of the campaign tonight. And so we end up doing that. And I let the players sort of lead the story. And I'll work it in to where it matches or doesn't match, where it syncs up to the main story. But sometimes it's just one of those, your players are just going to go, no matter what, how much you plan, no matter what you do, they're going to go completely the opposite way. And mine do it all the time. So funny. All right, let's see. Call Me Plasma Fire says gets to the end. A scroll of wish for your time and dedication taking care of something that was never yours. That's funny. I love that. Or we've been trying to reach you about your home equity loan or something like that. Or a voucher for a bed. Yeah, it was like a huge ad. It was like a total ad for some tavern inn in the world, and it was like, of course, oh, absolutely, it's got to be at least 2 or 3 years out of date. Um, that is hilarious. I love that. That is fantastic. We've been trying to reach you about your cart's extended warranty. Oh my god, that's funny. Speaking of carts, I had a party that was obsessed with a cart. They took that damn thing everywhere. It got to the point where I literally had to like make it disappear. It was just it got to that point where I was like, this damn cart. They're like, will the cart be safe here? If we leave it, will it be safe? I'm like, sure. And they're like, okay, well, we'll park it here. And they go. And I'm like, you know what? This cart's going away. It's going to get stolen. So it completely got stolen, but it was so funny. And I have so many funny stories. A lot of my friends will hear me say, sometimes a spot is just a spot, because I had a party. I ran a one shot where they were in this room and they had to figure out how to open the door, because there were keys and like these sort of shapes, and they had to find all this stuff and how do they go in and the order in which, all that. Well, there was a spot on the floor. I was just like, oh, it's this beautiful mosaic, and there's this random spot. And for an hour, they tried to figure out what the spot did. An hour. They kept going back to it. Like, that spot. It's gotta be the spot, guys. I'm like, and finally I was like, guys, sometimes a spot is just a spot. And they were so mad because there were so many other like tricks and puzzles in the room. They literally were like, that spot means something. And I'm like, no, it's just a stain on the floor. But man, they spent an hour trying to figure out what that spot did. Let's see, call me Plasma Fire. I mean, realistically, you could have fireballed it. Well, that's true. It's true. Red herring, absolutely. I love red herrings, and I'll put them everywhere. And and it also only takes one mimic for your entire party to never trust you again. One mimic. That's what happened in my Orlea Origins campaign. I had a character who went out to take a rest, laid down on a bench, and it turned out to be a mimic, and it basically enveloped her. And after that, she's like, everywhere she goes, she's like, is that a mimic? That's a mimic. I don't trust this. It's like, oh my god. I throw one mimic at you, and you think they're everywhere. But it was funny. It's so funny. So Mr. Dark, do you DM? So what is are you a player centric, or are you very, very specific to the, every DM's different. So I was curious. See, I actually set up a chest that was just a normal chest, put the rug on the way over. I love that. I did that with a, what is it? Is it a rug of smothering or something of smothering? What is it? It's, oh, whatever that one is. Yeah, it was. I did something very similar to that. Oh, I bet it was. Yeah, or yeah, anytime. Literally my members, the party members are like, there's a chest over there. I'm not, you want to, he's like, I'm going to stab the chest first. Okay, Mr. Dark says, I want the players to enjoy the game. I can make it adjust to make it happen. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I am not a rules lawyer. I would rather throw a rule out the window if a player is going to have a good time. I'm very much a yes and DM, and it's very, 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 I cannot stress it enough, very, very rare that I will ever tell a character, a PC, no. It's very rare. Because when you tell someone, when they ask you, hey, can I try this? And you go, no, eventually they'll stop trying because they know that, oh, he'll just say no. So I'm not going to do it, No, well, I'm not saying I don't follow the rules, because we do, but I treat them more as guidelines, as, as Gary originally wanted them to be, as opposed to like solid rules. Because I've played with, and this is no offense to rule lawyers out there, but I've played with rule lawyers before, and it gets extremely frustrating sometimes. Let's see. Call me Plasma Fire. They were side eyeing it so bad, but the second they went, they got hit by the rug. I love it. I love things like that. That is so funny. Mr. Dark, Raw is like the pirate code. See, I follow rules of cool unless it's just oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've had players that are like, oh, I really want to try this. Can I try this? And I'm like, that's really crazy and like game breaking, you might say. And so I'm been like, sure. And then I up the consequences. So if so they think they're going to get away with something, and they usually end up not getting away with something. But they had fun trying to do it. But yeah, it's the rule of cool, very much the rule of cool. Because I mean, if you want to do something with a spell that the spell doesn't necessarily allow, I'll be like, sure, let's try and see what happens. That sort of thing. I like to add a little bit of fun in my campaign. Well, not a little bit, a lot of fun in my campaigns. Let's see, and usually it'll negotiate them down to something more reasonable. Oh yeah. I was like, ooh, that's cool, but what about this? As opposed to, no, you can't do that. I really just don't like saying no. But I will say, well, what about something like this instead? Or what about if we tweak it a little bit? I agree. Yeah, it's all about negotiating. But it's very important that your players feel like they have that sort of ability to have fun, have a good time. And as DMs, it's our job to make sure they don't break the game or the world, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy. I used to be a player 100%, and then I DM'd Orlea, the very first Orlea campaign, face to face with my friends, and I have been a DM ever since. See, my friend had his giant-sized character throw my path in the zealot barbarian at a group of archers, because barbarian. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I've had my Goliath barbarians throw like gnome rangers at an enemy, and then the gnome ranger is like firing arrows in the air. I mean, they're like, "Can we do that? Can we do that?" I'm like, "Sure, let's do it." So I make them do all these different rolls, so that way, they have to earn it basically. But yeah, I tell my players all the time, the crazier you are, the better, the more fun we're going to have. So be crazy. I'm not saying don't be cautious, because, sometimes it's okay to be cautious as a character. But if, and right now in Origins, I have a player who is very much the sort of, how far can I push this? And then I have the one that's very much about, let's just have a good time. Well, man, I'm going to call it for now. Definitely catch you later. Oh, absolutely. Thanks for stopping by, Heck at 95. And thank you for sharing all of those amazing subclasses. And I look forward to more. But yeah, I'm going to try. I'm telling you, I'm going to try out the two subclasses, the Sorcerer and the Warlock. I'm going to mix them. I'm going to find a way to make it happen. And I'll put it on here and in the campaign somewhere. So, but thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Again, if you guys aren't following Heck at 95, you should go follow them and here on Twitch and check out their other socials if they have them. And yeah, do that, because it's important that we support each other. As creative artists, we should totally be supporting one another. Lift us up, for lifting each other up. Support, that sort of thing. Yeah. So yeah. So I was, it's funny. I was working on Twitch, because my Twitch has been really weird, and then we went into world building and started talking about. Then we started talking about gaming, and it was a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. And we had folks coming in and talking, and and those of you, if there are folks in watching, make sure that you chat with us. We love to chat. Rising tide rises all shit. Indeed. It's so funny. I'm so ADHD. Tiki Talk, the Clockwork Sorcerer. I love it. I've written all that down. I'm gonna work on that now because I love the idea of that. But my ADH brain has just been all over the place tonight. He's a gnome, of course, which is even better. I love that. I absolutely love that. So, Mr. Dark, how did the rating go? What you guys were like doing raids, right? To build up your character stuff for the tournament. Is that what it was? You're doing a tournament? Sorry, when I was watching your stuff, I was working on Twitch and I missed a lot of it. But no, but I like this idea of the clock tower, each level being a different thing. I'd have to think about that. And then the big bad being a gnome clockwork sorcerer. I like that. I'll have to find a way to work that into my 5e campaign somehow. It might be a little difficult because they're in a primal world, and so clocks aren't really a thing yet. But there are some weird things happening that I could make that a thing. That's what it was, farming for gear. I couldn't remember what the terminology was. See, he's got a minor obsession with clocks, and he's got dozens of them built all around. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that too. That's very neat. See, you're already writing it up. You should write this up. I'm telling you, write it up and send it out and be like, "Hey guys, I've got this thing. Let's do this thing." Yeah, so you've already got it going. You should make sure you're writing all this down. All you creatives out there, when you've got ideas, write it down. No matter how crazy and insane it is, write it down. On the 12th day of the 12th month. Yeah, I love that. And like make it. I see. I'm very much the believer of threes. So everything's got to be in threes. So it's like the 12th day, like the 12th hour of the 12th day of the 12th month, or like the 12th day of the 12th month, of the 12th cycle, or something like that. But I do love the idea of that 12 on the 12th day of the 12th month. That's really cool. That's very cool. The celestial alignment, it's perfect. And create a portal. But yeah, all you creatives out there, write it down. No matter how crazy you may think it is, I guarantee you someone out here is going to be like, "Oh my God, that's amazing." Tonight I saw several examples of, like we're talking right now, this clockwork tower. That sounds amazing. And then all those subclasses are incredible. So it's important that we as creators, as artists, I like to think of us as artists, we should really write our stuff down, because I'm the worst. I am the absolute worst, because I will literally be like, "Oh, I have this amazing idea, but I'll remember it tomorrow," and I never do. And then I sit there and go, "God, what was that thing I was talking about?" And blah blah blah. Yeah, it gets really bad. So write it down, guys. Write it down. That's what I've started doing, because my good friend Greg, he's like, "You need to write it all down and write a book about it. This, that, and the other." And I'm like, "Oh, well, okay." Because I've got all of my notes on like sticky notes everywhere. I have a book, like a folder, and if something important happens, I'll write it on a sticky note and I just stick it in the book. It's like, so the other day I went back and looked at it, and it makes no sense whatsoever, and I'm just like, I know this sticky note meant something, I just don't know what it meant at the time. But write it down. That's what I've started doing. I've started taking notes and that sort of thing. I'm looking for someone. Funny thing is as our channel grows, see, I created an entire ball for my friends, and they were having a blast because a heist was going on in the middle of. Love it. That's even better. I love things like that. If you're, a really great on the Halfling Wizard Productions channel. If you go to our YouTube channel and check out, it was a campaign called it was a one-shot campaign called Diamond in the Rough, and it's set in the Surge TTRPG platform. You should check it out. It is great. It is such a great thing. It's a great module one shot. If you're into like trying new things, go try it out. Surge, it is super cool. And I think I've got something. Where's it at? There it is. Here, I'll throw that up there. It's a sandbox TTRPG system, and if you go to their webpage, which is right there flashing at the bottom of the screen here, if you go to the www.warptree.com/games/surge, you can actually get the PDF of the core rule book for free. And they're in the middle of rewrites right now because we've been working out the kinks in it. But yeah, go check them out because they're super amazing. They're super amazing. Dr. Sart, welcome. Sorry on my stealth chat. That's funny. I didn't even see you come in. So your 3 on your stealth was better than you imagined. Yeah. So welcome to the chat. But yeah, it's if you're interested in like alternative TTRPGs that are not D&D, like go check out Surge. Surge is pretty amazing. It's like I said, it's a sandbox sort of TTRPG platform that you can kind of mold it to your style and how you do things. It's very role play heavy based. There's some really cool action economy in it. That's fair. We were talking about characters earlier. But yeah, go check it out because it's pretty amazing. It's pretty badass. And I've been DMing in it now for about a year. Has it been a year? God, no, it's not been a year. No, it's been close. And it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. I set it in a steampunk world, and we're having a blast with it. So check it out if you're interested. Check it out. Again, you can go to warptree.com/games/surge and check it out. It's pretty amazing. I highly recommend it. Oh, let's see. Call me Plasma Fire. What did you say? I'm sorry. I just saw your comment. And the heist was all elaborate ruse. I thought they were stealing a beautiful, massive piece of art for a thieves' guild. When they retrieved it, the guild master tore the painting off and wrote the rogue's character's name on the back and sent it back to the owner. Okay, that's funny. That's funny. Cool. So, Doctor, is it Sart? I'm assuming, or that. I apologize if I mispronounced it, but so you're editing a character sheet. So, what do you do? Sart, yes. Oh, cool. So what? So tell us all about you. But Doc will do. Fair enough, Doc. You can call me Will. There were dozens of names on there, all just because it was a rite of passage. Oh, I see. That's okay. That's cool. That's cool. So, Doc, are you a DM, a player, a creator, an artist? What are yous? Well, I'm a player and DM. Okay, are you player first and then DM, or because I started out as a player and then eventually became a forever DM because for some reason nobody wants to do the DM part, and I love it. So even though every once in a while I do want to play a character, it would be nice to play a character at some point because sometimes it's just fun. I do kind of miss it sometimes. Let's see. Player first, still player, but I run a game possibly too soon. Oh, excellent. Do you mind if I ask what games you're running? Are you running like module style or homebrew or? Okay, cool. Yeah, we were talking about the idea of using other, what our inspirations are. That's cool. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah. I run two homebrew camp. Well, not home. Well, yeah, they're homebrew. Um, I'm both a player and a DM, but my DM games are haphazard and nonsense because I play. But sometimes the quote unquote haphazard and nonsensical ones are some of the best. Some of the best. I just created a one shot called Platypocalypse Now, and all the characters are platypus folk that they have to go and do all kinds. It's so funny. And then I just created another one where all the players are gummy bears and they have to go fight this giant gummy worm. Just sometimes you just have to be silly. Let's see. Working on the second game, but ideas are rolling nat 20 deck saves and are dodging my. Fair enough. Fair enough. So I'm working on the sheet. I get it. Yeah, I'm that way too. Sometimes my dice are not rolling for me at all. So yeah, I get that. But yeah, so that's amazing. I love that. I love you guys, creators. I love the creators in the TTRPG community. Faustian Avain, my beloved wizard. Oh, love the name. Is it Avain? Faustian Avain, my beloved. See, wizard. That's my class. Obviously, halfling wizard or halfling wizard. Oh, did I say it right? Yay! Yay! I love it. Yeah, that's a badass name. I love it, and he's a wizard, and you can't go wrong with that. So, hell yeah! I will play a wizard any day of the year. Love them. They are my favorite class, and I don't think they get. And I think they get so much crap from people. The biological immortal human who has no idea why he has lived as long. Oh, that's cool. I love that too. I love a character who has sort of like vagueness about his own existence or their own existence. That's so neat. I've played a character who had when the campaign first started, and he was a wizard, and he was just wandering around. He didn't know how he got where he was. He didn't know any of that. He knew who he was. He knew he was a wizard. He knew that, but he had no recollection of his past at all. My friend wanted me to make a Humblewood. Oh, I love the Humblewood characters. So I made a chicken character who was trying to fix the Scorched Grove, aka a tender, and his favorite food is chicken. As a child, choked on a piece of corn, so he's Colonel Harlan Sanders. Nice, the chicken tender. Love it. Let's see. He has theories, tested theories, looked into lichdom, looked through tomes for fey deals, eldritch. Oh, very nice. I love that. I love that indeed. That's so cool. I love characters like his favorite food is corn, not chicken. Oh, I thought it was chicken. I'm sorry, I misread it then. Okay, that's cool. I love it. I love the idea of it behind it, though. That's so funny. Oh, is he? Oh, he's about to make a breakthrough. I love that. Maybe Kindleism. No, I misread it. Okay, that's fine. I was okay either way. So from what I heard. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I created a wizard. His name was Soren Halfdan the Wise, or actually, that's before he ascended. But he was the unlucky, is what he was, and yet he was a halfling, which I thought was hilarious. But his mentor was killed, and his mentor left all these clues. And when we were in that campaign, we were right there to where we were getting close to the end, and then our DM closed the game down, and I was so mad. Let's see, and everything revolves around one thing. Yellowish. Okay, very cool. That's neat. I love those little moments, though. It's as a player, I love it when true or truth, if you will. Okay, or true, more like. Okay, fair enough. My elements are losing because I have a war mage who at level 2 has a plus 14. Good lord. Good lord. A plus 14 initiative. Wow. I've discovered the secrets of true damage. Okay. What level are you at currently, Doc? Okay. Okay. Very cool. That's cool. I like those too. I do like high magic, high fantasy, highish power. Yeah, I set most of my campaigns tend to be in high fantasy or dark fantasy. My Wind Riders of Aria campaign. This is the first time I've run a campaign in like steampunk, that sort of a little more contemporary, modern type stuff. Let's see, and he has warned us: anything we can do, our enemies can too. Ooh, wow. Well, that kind of makes the playing field, fair, but it also could lead to like stalemates. But it's kind of neat. I kind of like that. I rolled an 18 and got that sweet racial +2 for a 20 intelligence. Then for my racial feature, very particular. Ah, okay. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Wow. That's really funny. I have, in the many years that I've been playing D&D and that, I don't think I have ever played a human character. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever played a human character. That's so funny. Huh. Let's see. Oh, you miscalculated because it should have only been 13. Oh, it's okay. Let's see. Faustian is very powerful, but honestly, when I made him, that was never the plan. Even if a single thing counters most of my BS. I love that. Most of my BS. That was Soren. I when I built Soren, I didn't mean for him to be powerful at all. He was just this little guy who was trying to make it in the world as a wizard's apprentice, and that's all he ever saw himself as. But he became this like super powered, this super powered character. It was so funny. And before the campaign ended abruptly, I was very much like, "Gosh, this is not at all what I had thought my character was going to be." Let's see. So my character comes with a magical medal called Inscription, the medal of his homeland, the Avane Kingdom. Okay. And what does Inscription do? My favorite current character build is really beefy barbarian, tough and great weapon master. Yeah, I like barbarians too. I was so hooked on wizard. It took me a while to run other race or other classes, and I ran a barbarian once, and I kind of fell in love with the barbarians, and I really kind of like, you know, I like what they've done with them, and I really do. So I think barbarian is probably my second favorite class to run. So it'd be wizard, barbarian, and then I would do probably either druid or warlock, depending. And I've never played a sorcerer, so and now I've got to try to do that because I've got these two new subclasses I've got to try. So those would be kind of my top four. If I had to pick a fifth one, probably rogue, maybe. But yeah, I love trying new things. That was before I would try new things, but oh, I can imagine. Yeah, warlock paladin. That would be kind of a fun juxtaposition, a sort of fighting, your two beliefs fighting each other because, trying to kill one another. That's hilarious. Yeah, I was in a party once where we had a warlock and a paladin, and they were constantly at each other. It was so funny. See, if mithril is the weave given metallic form, inscription is wild magic harnessed into a metallic liquid. Ooh, to be shaped at a whim. A metal with the ability to store magic and use it later. It uses limitless creativity. It is its own. Oh, that's cool. I love that. It's only limited by your creativity. That's cool. I love that. Is so neat. I love that. This is why I love creators, because they come up with the coolest shit, man. Things that I think I never would have thought of that, and it's like that is so badass. So I give all the creators all the credits out there because, well, and the fact that it can be destroyed by a single use of anti-magic spells. Okay, well, fair. I mean, all good things have to have a weakness, so that makes sense. That's still badass, though. That's really cool. I like that. Wow, that's so neat. But yeah, love it. I love all the ideas. Well, it could work very well if it was a hex blade and the sentient weapon. That's true. That's very true. Yep. But I can make so much of it that its weakness is an annoyance at best. That's fair too. It's like, that's okay. I got more where that came from. I absolutely love that. That is fantastic. Fantastic. So, yay for you guys. Congratulations on all your awesome creativity. I am, again, I come from a theater background. And so anytime I see artistic people creating what they do, their art, it makes my heart happy. See, I have a character that I really want to play, but I need an enormous party to play her. Uh-oh. Why do you need an enormous party to play her? Now, do you mean enormous as in numbers or like all giants? That's very important. Transcription is technically the result of an aberrant creature's chaotic flesh formed into. Ooh, that's cool. Numbers. Okay, that's cool. Ooh, that's so neat. So it kind of has a dark side. Inscription has a dark side. I kind of like that. Okay, so why do you need a large number party to play this character? I'm curious now. She's a divination wizard who uses just divination support magic. Oh, okay. My favorite use of the metal, a dreadnought ship. Ooh. Oh, wow. I assume you would have to have a lot of the metal, right? Or is this one of those where this little coin could become, you know, this gigantic thing? Okay, it's like this little piece of metal will be now a dreadnought. I'm like, oh wow, that's impressive. Oh wow, that's cool. So no wait, so no matter how much of it you have, it's always 10 pounds? Because her beliefs don't allow her to oh, okay, so I see why. Okay. That's a cool thing to have as a character, I think. That's a neat thing. So always 10 pounds. Oh, okay. So like a quarter size piece is 10 pounds. That's crazy. I love that. Look at this little 10-pound nugget that I have. It's like, good lord, that's heavy. I love it. But then again, look at this gigantic boulder that I'm holding over my head. It's only 10 pounds. I love that. That's great. That's like I said, a boulder. The boulder made of it is only 10 pounds. I love that. That's really neat. That's super cool. You should totally like market that. Like write it up and like put it on a Patreon or something. Because I think a lot of people would be really interested in something like that. I'm always like, if you've got great ideas, write that stuff down, guys. Really. It can fly too, but that's because of the broom flying anchored inside of it. Oh my god, so it's a flying dreadnought. Oh my god. Wow. That's crazy. And I love it. I love crazy. The crazier you do it, the better. I'm here for it. I am here for it. No. Oh, that's so amazing. I absolutely love that. Allow. It's because she's a witch and remember her previous coven did ritual sacrifices and it was a large part of. Oh, okay. Oh, that's neat. I like that backstory stuff. That's very cool. I love that. I really like that a lot. Oh, that seems dumb, but okay. Not y'all. Something came across and I was like, "That's dumb. Why is it doing that?" No, but I like the inscription. I like that. That is a neat thing. Like I said, you should write that down and like market it. I think people would really, really like that. Like really, I think they would really jump on it. Excuse me. Let me see. Let's see. Okay. All right. Where is it? I was looking. Sorry, I was looking for something. I wanted to throw it up there, but I can't find it. Okay. Hmm. Oh well. Can't find what I was looking for. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I will dub that attack inscription sarcophagus. Oh wait, sorry, I lost it. Right. Something I can't wait to do is fight someone on the dreadnought and just suck them inside of it and suffocate them because only an Alvane can truly ever escape from it. Oh, that's cool. I will dub that attack inscription sarcophagus. I love it. So she became an alchemist herbalist so she could help people but never hurt another living soul as long as she lives. I love that. That is so neat. And it could also cause a lot of like conflict, which I really like too. Gosh, I love that sort of cool. That's really cool. Well, I love that. That's a great backstory. That's a good hook. I like that. It's tragic, but it's hopeful. I like that a lot. So I can freely control this material as well. Free actions are fun. Still not the most broken person. Free actions are fun. In my homebrew world, like taking a potion is a free action. So if you're in combat and you're like, "Oh, I'm going to take this potion," it's a free action. Like one potion per turn, it's a free action. There's a lot of things that I give as free actions that just make sense. Um, but yeah, that's really cool. I love Inscription Sarcophagus though. By the way, I absolutely love that. That is so neat. When our plasmoid can just point his finger into a 49d4. Damn. Holy goodness. Yeah, I was in a campaign with a guy who created this celestial that dealt this insane amount of damage. And I'm just like, how in the world are you doing that? It seems broken to me, but hey, whatever. She understands her party will kill people, but that's just another facet of nature. She won't actively approve of it, but she's also won't discourage. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I can technically do 36 attacks as free actions. Oh, he doesn't have to roll to hit? Oh, it's like an auto hit? Oh, wow. Yeah, that seems a little broken. It's a little OP. Oh, okay, I see. Still, dang. I mean, you can technically do 36 attacks as free actions, but you still have to roll to hit. Well, okay, that's fair. So it won't be necessarily 36 guaranteed hits. So, but yeah, magic missiles. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, dang, 49 d4 damage. It's a lot of damage, man. Some people are just really good at building like powerhouses. See, I've never been that guy. I've always built sort of the support characters or the quirky, sidekick kind of guy. I did my 36 attacks. Archon's Wrath. Love it. As I'm an Archon after a mission. Okay, that's fair. That's very fair. I love that. Well, that character sounds amazing. I love it. Both of them do. I like the one who became the herbalist. I love that. I love that whole idea. I am a god without domain, technically. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, still a weak god is still pretty powerful. Just because he's a quote unquote weak god doesn't necessarily mean there's probably gods that are weaker than him underneath him somewhere. That's too cool though. Wow. That's amazing. Wow. Well, that's amazing, guys. I am truly. Oh, I've got a boss character for you. Okay, share. What you got? I do like a good boss character. Let's see. He's friends with the Mithril Weaver and God King, and technically the Lord. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense that he would be the Lore Keeper. Let's see. He's friends with the Mithril Weaver and God King, and technically the Lore Keeper. Okay. That's cool. Sounds very epic. The campaign you're in sounds very epic. How long have you been running the campaign? Let's see. Swarm Lord Ranger Summoner. Haven't worked him out entirely, but basically it's an MMO style boss who just keeps some. Oh, love it. That's pretty cool. I mean, that'll be really neat once you get it all fleshed out. See, the Mithril Weaver can do what I do, but A, better, and B, with that. We've been playing a year now. Okay, cool. Very nice. Is this online or face to face? I mean, most of these are face to face these days, but I mean online. I mean, okay, cool. Yeah, the last campaign, the last Orlea campaign that I ended, we ran for 3 years. And this current one that we're doing, Orlea Origins, I mean, it could run just as long because it's such a generic sort of field with a very specific storyline. But I mean, we could go for years before we even got anywhere near the end of the campaign. Alvin King, by the way, was an advanced kingdom of Magus which sunk into the water because of the tears of a goddess. Oh, it's very Atlantis. I love that. And he sleeps beneath the temple waiting for something to awaken him. If there's 4 or 5 journals to warn him of the boss. Oh, that's cool. That's neat. I like that. I like that a lot. Ian just finished my character's family tree and sent me an image of it. Oh, cool. Very cool. Is this part of the revelation? Or related to it in any way, or just because? Oh, a smidge. Okay. I mean, I would assume that it had something to do with something because you only do something that detailed if it, Well, I mean, I do detailed stuff like that all the time, and it has nothing to do with anything. But yeah, his great aunt is in his crown. Oh, oh wow, that's cool and awkward. She built the crown for her brother. Okay. The meek shall overrun the earth, but that requires the proud to fall. So shall you swallow your pride, or will you be the first on the pyre? Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Call me plasma fire. I love that whole catch. Wow. That's cool. That's very cool. Awesomeness. So, all right. Well, everyone, that's 2:00 my time, so I'm gonna have to head out because I've got work in the morning. But I mean, he's willing to reason with. Buddy of mine is joining the game as a something of an ounce bloodline. I love that. I love all of this, you guys. It's amazing. I love listening to other people's stuff, but yeah. So anyway, I got to head out. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to rate another creator, so please hang around. But I do have a Discord. Give me a second, and I'll drop it in the chat. Yeah, come check us out. You can also drop your stuff over there and get people's opinions, or if you want opinions, or just to share it. We love it. We love new people. Sorry, let me grab my link real quick, and I'll just drop it here in the comments. There you go. Yeah, give us a join. I'd love to continue conversing with these. These are great. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. I got to get up for work in the morning. Thanks for hanging out with us. It was great talking with everybody. Please, yeah, join our Discord. Let's continue the conversation. share our ideas with each other. So until next time, everybody, I will see you all on the next side of whatever the next side is. So y'all have a good night.
Thanks for joining us for this Halfling Wizard production. Make sure to come back again soon to see what happens next, right here where adventure comes to life.